Hi guys, it's Katie from Yarn Society. Today I'm going to show you how to make an easy crocheted rosette flower. This is perfect for an amigurumi accent, a crocheted wreath, or even a handmade card. Supplies you'll need for this flower are yarn, a crochet hook, scissors, and a yarn needle. I usually use worsted weight yarn with an E-sized hook, or here I'm using a size 5 bulky yarn with a 4.5mm hook. To get started, we are going to start with a slipknot, leaving an extra long tail. To make a slipknot, we're going to wrap the yarn around 2 fingers, crisscrossing at the top. I like to hold the tail with my ring finger. So here we're going to push the back piece to the front, and you're going to pull up on that piece. You can use the tail to adjust your loop. And then we're going to insert our hook, and we are going to make 13 chains. So get set up with your yarn. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. We're going to do this till we get 13 chains. You can make your flower bigger or smaller by adding more or less chains, but make sure to use an odd number of chains if you do this. Okay, now that we have 13 chain stitches, we are going to start by single crocheting in the second chain from the hook. This is our first chain, and this is our second chain from the hook. So we're going to be putting our hook underneath this loop here. We are going to start with 3 single crochets in the second chain from the hook, and then we're going to make a slip stitch, 3 single crochets, and a slip stitch. We're going to continue that down the row. To start off, we're going to insert our hook underneath that loop of the second chain. We're going to pull up. You're going to have 2 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through both loops on the hook. That's your first single crochet. To make your second, you're going to insert your hook underneath the same stitch. You're going to pull up, have 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops. You're going to make your third single crochet in the same stitch, pulling up and going through 2 loops on the hook. Now we're going to move on to our next stitch, and we are going to place a slip stitch in that. So we'll go underneath the loop, yarn over, pull up, and then go right through that stitch, and that is a slip stitch. Moving on, we're going to make 3 single crochet in the next stitch. Single crochet 1, 2, and 3, and then in the next stitch we're going to make a slip stitch. So you're going to go through that stitch, yarn over, and pull right through the stitch. Moving on, we're going to make 3 single crochet in the next stitch. This is 1, 2, and 3, and then make a slip stitch in that next stitch. So just continue the pattern, and you should end with a slip stitch in your last stitch. These easy flowers are really fun when you make an amigurumi and you just feel like it's missing something. Sometimes it's just nice to have a little color or just something a little different. So I always like to put a little flower or a bow on top of their head, or you can even wrap one around their neck as a necklace, and I'll show you a picture of how I did that when we're all done. So it's really starting to curl on you, and that's exactly what it's supposed to do. So here we're making a slip stitch. We are going to make 3 single crochet in the second to the last stitch, and then we're going to end with a slip stitch right here. Okay, from here we are going to fasten off. So what we want to do is leave a really long tail, as long as the one that we started with, and then we are going to fasten off. I'm going to yarn over and pull my yarn all the way through, and then I give it a little tug at the end. So here we have this really cute curly Q. You can use this for curls, for amigurumi hair. You can use it as like a tentacle for a sea animal. You could probably use a lot of different things, but for our rosette here, what we're going to do is grab our tail, our fastened off tail, and we're going to weave it through our yarn needle. Once we do that, we're just going to let it hang. Then grab your flower and we're going to start to turn the flower around until it resembles a little rosette flower. Once you have it where you like it, turn the flower over and we are going to weave our yarn needle in and out through the back of the flower. Our goal is to grab a little piece of every row, including that middle piece. So here I'm just feeling around with my needle, trying to get through each layer. So once I'm through there, I will pull it all the way through. I'm going to weave through a few stitches on the back here. And then once I get through to the other side, I'm just going to do the same exact thing, weaving in back and forth. I'll show you here. I'm trying to get through this layer. And I'm also trying to get through that middle layer as well. It can get a little tricky, but we got this. So just keep weaving through. I usually do 2 times on this side, and then once I have it, I want to weave it back to the middle. We want to be able to attach it to the head. So weave your piece back to the middle. And once you have that done, go ahead and take your other tail and weave it through your yarn needle. And if you feel like you need to go back and forth once again, do that if you feel like your flower is loose. But if not, go ahead and just weave that piece back to the middle as well. This way we can attach it easier. So there you go. You can just kind of mess around with your flower a little bit and you are done. You can make a million of these. They look cute in all the colors. So here's an example of my Blue the Bird. This is one that I put around her neck, and then this is the one I use for my bunny ear wreath, and I will link both of these free patterns down below if you want to check them out. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more crochet tutorials and crochet alongs, and please go to yarnsociety.com for all the free patterns. Thanks guys.